So Dubai has been an active market for 6-7 years, and as you mentioned already, like 4-5% of the routes are already solarized. Right? Other Emirates, the growth has not been tremendous as Dubai because there are no policies in place like net metering or enablers, I would say, but they are gearing up. Like we are seeing a lot of customers getting excited in Abu Dhabi, in Ras Al Khaimah, and even I think the grids are now working to release the favorable policies which could essentially help it. Battery storage solutions become a significant solution for the customers where the grid availability is not there, or they are relying heavily on diesel. Right, so those customers are now again exploring battery storage solutions because now the prices of battery are reducing, right? So this has become a commercially viable options for most customers. And on top of that, if a financier like CleanMax could actually fuel in the initial capital and can also take into account the operation and maintenance, that's something a lot of customers are excited. So in terms of the biggest challenge, once a solar system is already installed, is the operation and maintenance. Because we charge our customers on the units that are being generated. So in terms of our return to be met also, like it's very crucial for us that we do generate the amount of electricity we have projected, right? And that's why the operation and maintenance becomes a very important part. Now, in terms of operation and maintenance, the main part is again keeping the panels clean because most of the panels are warranted for 25 to 30 years. So in the product, nothing could go wrong. The inverters are also warranted for 5 years, and you can get like extended warranties. And typically, the life is more than 5 years, right? So the actual key is essentially just keeping the plant up and running, managing the soiling losses, managing the dust levels. So we are also implementing innovative technologies like robotic cleaning, which essentially not only limits your water usage but also removes the manual interruption that is needed. The system doesn't have any moving parts, right? So it's actually just physical cleaning of the panels, which is the most important factor. Yeah. You do not have any equipment breakdowns that often that you would have in any other technology like wind or any other, right? So in that regard, solar is considered as one of the easiest in terms of operation and maintenance. Not have the right developers because most of the developers would tend to go for a larger project rather than a smaller project. So I mean, in terms of adoptability, therefore, it sometimes becomes difficult for the customers. But yeah, there is a huge potential in the Dubai market itself. And DIVA is also now with the D33 program or like other program also trying to do more solar. So I would not say that the market is saturated. There is still lots of potential in Dubai specifically.
What we've heard today is that there's obviously a commercial viability to investing in solar, especially if you look at the medium and long term. I've spoken to Deep obviously about some of our smaller projects, and when you're looking at a 6-7 year, 5 year payback depending on the size of the project. Why aren't more people switching to solar? What's holding us back?
So one of the key factors is essentially not every customer want to invest into solar systems, right? Because this is something non-core to them. Like if you can invest that amount of money in your own business, you could ideally generate like 15-20% of IRRs, right? Whereas solar, firstly, it has a longer payback, 6 to 7 years minimum, and second, like for the investors like us, we are okay with that 8 to 10% return because the our investors like Brookfield or UKCI or all of these are looking for a longer yield gain, right? So these becomes okay type of projects for them. However, it might not be okay for our end consumer directly. So that's why they therefore don't go and invest into the project themselves, and then they look after the developers like us to invest in. So that's one reason why there is no adoption. The second is the amount of solar that you can do, right? Because in this particular region, you can't do off-site solar, right? Like whatever solar you generate from your premises can only be used. And now, more reason which again a lot of customers don't adopt solar is because usually to make any commercial benefit, you have to enter into long-term agreements, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes customers are not comfortable entering into a 20-year agreement because they might not know what would happen for their facility in next 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
So that is one of the big reasons we have seen customers are quite hesitant in going solar. But in that also, I mean, once you speak to any developer, right, you have adequate means in the agreement itself. Like for example, if you move from one premises to other premises, solar can easily be relocated because it's all moving part. I mean, most of the system is very modular. You can easily fit in the same solar system at other premises. As Deep mentioned, if a new owner is coming into that premises, they would be happy to take it over because again, like zero cost for them, and they could save 50% on their cost savings, right? Only if none of these options are available, then you have like a termination fee. But the good thing is the termination fee is also usually recovered in like 5 to 6 years. The solar sales cycle is long, but once a client is convinced, then and once they have adopted at one premises, then it's just a replica. So that's what we have seen with most customers.
She mentioned something very important. The sales cycle is very long. So compared to other things you could sell them, this is one of the longest sales cycles. I'm looking at Sanjay in the back of the room. He's done 100 corporate deals in the last 5 years. Yes, you have to be patient. So if you're a consultant in this industry,